Hey guys, it's been a minute. So let me just show you all the stuff we have going on. I don't know what I'm going to entitle this video because I have so many different things. But one of the main things we're going to be doing is botany. So if you didn't know, of course I can't remember what her name is, the woman who actually writes these books. Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking of something else. Anyways, I ordered the Botanicum book and it suggested the different activity books. So I thought this could be cool. I don't know what's in here. So here it says color in the cannonball flower. There's layers of the rainforest. Oh, and there's the answers on the following page. That's cool. Match the seeds to the leaves. So I thought that this would be an interesting reinforcement activity. This would be something that you could do like the day after a lesson. Backing up a little bit, what are we doing? We're doing 5th grade botany for Waldorf pedagogy, and we're also doing Blossom and Roots botany, which is their level 2, which I have not been able to find. I put it away somewhere and I got to find it. So one of the spines that you can use, I think, is Botanicum, and this is an activity book that goes with that. Okay. So that's what this is about. And sorry, I can't zoom out. I'm having major tripod problems. So it looks like you just read the book and do this activity book. That will be great for many reasons. One being independent work, another one being charter purposes. We are with a charter, so if you haven't been following me on Instagram, you don't know. I have so many things coming. It's very exciting. Lots of picture books and other things. So we got the Fungarium book, and these are so big they don't even fit on camera. I'm not even going to be able to flip through because my tripod is so slow and on its last legs, honestly. Let's see if I could just find one cool picture. So here's a couple different kinds of fungi, and these books are all over the place, right? I didn't invent ordering these from the museum books. The one thing I was excited is I didn't know there was an oceanarium book, so I was pretty pumped to get that. Even though we did oceanography before, and if you haven't seen my review of Blossom and Root Oceanography, you should definitely check it out. It's really a great curriculum, but that is just a tangent. This would have been a great book to have for that. But I just got these books to have. Probably I'm going to have to like store them somewhere and then rotate them through because these books are giant. As you can see, I can't even fit them on camera. Next, what do we have? So what I ordered is a lot of fall picture books and a lot of botany books, I think, as well as some other stuff. I got like a Jewish bedtime story book. I like bedtime story books because, I don't know, they're like sweet little short stories. We also have like world tales of bedtime, some Waldorf book I got a while ago. Let's see. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. I have so many different things. We have in November, Water is Water. I think a couple of these are recommended by the Beautiful Feet Fall Pack. Noah's Ark. I don't know why I got this book. I think I was looking at other Peter Spear titles from Memoria Press, and then I found this. This is obviously a religious book. I think it could be, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what I was thinking when I got that. We are doing, kind of relatedly, we are doing Genesis in our Jewish studies, but I normally don't do too many Jewish books on YouTube. I try to keep it secular, but those are the only two that I think. I may have one other one that's just random. Okay, so here we have Home in the Woods. I think this is a new one. This was recommended by, I think, Memoria Press. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can open that up. I thought that was so cute. It was about living in the woods, which we know all about. Let's look through this one. Not sure why this one's in plastic. think this is new. Oh, Nancy Paulson. It's about this family. I think it's about, oh, it's about the author's life. Oh, the dad died. That's sad. So that's kind of cool. I thought this would go with kind of nature and also like learning about different family stories. Goodbye Summer, Hello Autumn. This is a series. If you haven't seen it, it's darling. We originally got Goodbye Winter, Hello Spring. This was on the Here We Read, WEE. Sorry, we got some background noise. I have my co-pilot here. And then this book was recommended by one of the Waldorf sellers. This is a board book, and there's one for every spring. So I thought that that was darling. And there's no words apparently. So that's kind of interesting. So, Illustrations Only book tells the story of our Red Willow people of Taos Pueblo in present-day northern New Mexico. We speak Tiwa language, a dialect of Tanoan, which is unwritten and taught through oral tradition. So text-free books is how they teach their own language. That's cool. So I thought that would be a fun book for a baby to have. He's nodding yes. Okay. Then we have Stregonona's Harvest. Stregonona is one of the recurring characters of Tommy de Paola's stories. Oh, and then we have, this is one of the other Jewish books I got. Oh, that's so cool. So I wanted to start incorporating different things throughout our day. So that was my point in getting this for my daughter. Then we have another board book for baby, Very Hungry Caterpillar's First Fall. I looked at this in a bookstore and I thought it was darling. He loves books too, so that's going to be fun to give to him. Then we have Brambly Hedge, Autumn Story. Brambly Hedge are these little darling books. Memoria Press has just switched over their second grade to include Brambly Hedge. Okay, sorry, we had a little edit here. My almost 17-year-old saved me and took my baby assistant out for a little nature walk. So back to, this is another board book for Mr. Baby, and I thought it was so cute. It's got a little peek through hole. Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing that. And it's like about these little animals outside. And again, sorry, my lighting's bad. I don't have any of the good technical equipment. And as you can see, this is building, and this movement is becoming full. Darling. So that's what, 3 little board books for the baby. Then the last one is Fall, and this is one of those textured books which he loves. Why is my tripod sideways? All right. So you have this leaf, and then you have pears, turkey. So he really likes these, so I'm excited about that. Darling. And then we have our last box, which I'll have to open over here. Oh, actually, just kidding. I have one more. This shipped on its own, full of fall. The algorithm suggested a bunch of, or I searched for fall books because I just can't get enough. This is kind of similar to when I did the big spring picture book haul. If you haven't seen that one, I recommend it. I got some really great books. Last box. Okay, so this one has a bunch of reference-y stuff. So first I will show you the Botanicum book, which goes with that activity book I already showed you. These are full page. I don't know if they're hand-drawn illustrations or what. Let's see, like I can't even fit it in here. Normally I would zoom out, but I'm worried it will get all screwed up because my tripod is like barely balancing. So this page is about algae. This book had been on my list for a while because we have the dinosaurium, and also these books are just cool. But if you follow Pepper and Pine on Instagram, she is a amazing Waldorf YouTuber, Instagrammer. She copies from here for her Waldorf main lessons in botany. Oh, interesting. So this is a bald cypress thing. And so that was what inspired me to finally go ahead and purchase this book. As well as I'm really struggling to figure out how I want to do botany this year. I have a bunch of resources, which I have shared here before, but the conceptual versus the actually doing it are two different things. So anyway, and I'm sorry, my dog is now eating in the background, which is very loud. Then we have this, which is a handwork thing, I'm pretty sure. And I know this video is going to be all over the place with these different things. So this is for wool felting. I got the wool before. I don't think I shared about it. This is the needles and the little like block thing, and then I guess this is just some wool, and then this is a finger protector. So I'm trying to do the pattern of doing handcrafts in the afternoon, or whatever you call them. Charlotte Mason calls them that. I don't know what Waldorf calls them. Probably the same thing. That is that. And then we have 3 more books in here, which are all related, so I'll show them at the same time. So I recently started reading Jennifer Pepito's books. One is called Habits of a Sacred Home, or something like that, and the other one's called Mothering by the Book, and she's one of the Wild and Free founders. I also have a friend in real life who does the Wild and Free book clubs, and she has shared, because we are in a group with her for these book clubs, she has shared like the discussion pages, and I thought that they were so interesting. So this book has 28 different book club ideas. So we'll look at that one first. And let's look at the table of contents. It's really hard to find the inside of this book online. That's why I wanted to share it. So you have, it's kind of like an eclectic random list of books, if you ask me. Like some are obviously, well-known classics within the classics canon, like Tom Sawyer, Anne of Green Gables, Black Beauty, Charlotte's Web. But the crossover, Esperanza Rising, that type of stuff is kind of not the typical classics. So not sure how they decided which books to include, but good for them. And I'm really interested in a Secret Garden book club. So that was one of my motivating factors. And we'll just look at like one of these book clubs. So it's got like 20 questions, different things to do. Let's look at it. Let's look at a book that I actually know. Okay, how about that? Let's look at Charlotte's Web. So it talks about the gathering. It's got different discussion questions, carnival games, exhibits. So it's really darling. And I think it's really useful if you're having a book club and you haven't done one before, you don't know what types of things to include. I think this is a great guide. I really like the discussion questions as well. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to get this, for even not book club, but just like discussion purposes. But I'm really interested in this concept of like a classics book club, because we try to do a lot of Brave Writer books, which are not necessarily classics. There's a lot of contemporary books. So I wanted to add something to my collection that did cover those classic titles, which we haven't necessarily gotten a chance to do yet. We have done Mrs. Frisbee, or what is it called? Yeah, Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. We have done Charlotte's Web. We have done Farmer Boy. My kids have read crossover. I haven't. And like I said, I really want to do The Secret Garden, and then Peter Pan. We have the book. That's one of the Memoria Press books for this year, which I think my friend is doing. So we'll see if I can get through that or not. It's harder for me to get through those longer books. But anyway, related to those are Handcrafts and Holidays. These are also by Wild and Free. So I wanted to get this because I'm having a hard time incorporating like more discrete handcraft projects. If you have seen my other videos, or you know me through social media, you know that I'm a knitter, crocheter, fiber arts person. But I'm doing these like complex things that don't necessarily translate well into teaching children. And I also cannot teach children how to knit. It's one of my limitations. So I wanted like easier things, like open this book and do this thing with your kids. So that was what I was looking for. And while I am particularly interested in like Waldorf crafts, I feel like this is a good bridge between like my goals and ideals for doing handcrafts and reality of like, you have 6 children and you have this amount of time. This is what you can realistically do. I think this might also be good if you're doing stuff in a group setting and you want ideas. So that was what I got this for. And just looking at this with you briefly, it looks like what I was looking for. So I'm excited about that. And then the last book from them, which is kind of related, this is Holidays. I'm very intrigued by the seasonal aspect of this book. And my friends who follow Wild and Free are always doing such cool things. So I had a little bit of FOMO, and I wanted to get these. Oh, this is published in 2020. Interesting. So obviously there's going to be a lot of Christmas stuff in here because it's, you know, a parent. But it looks like there's other seasonal stuff too. So if you're looking for something tied to the seasons, tied to different holidays, and you don't want to go find stuff on Pinterest and be all ad hoc about it, maybe you're interested in this book. But this video is kind of more about me sharing like what I'm trying out, rather than like I think everyone should go get this or do that, you know what I'm saying? Which I think if you've been here a while, you know that. But I just want to add that my purpose in doing YouTube and social media and all that in general is to share stuff that I'm learning about and trying out. And I'm really not trying to make you guys buy stuff. I really don't like that whole like, oh, look, I happen to be doing this. Here's a code for 20% off dime. That's not what I'm about. So I just wanted to add that in because I feel like when I'm buying 3 Wild and Free books, which are like $20 each, I need to add in that disclaimer. Anyway, so that's what's going on over here. I think I have a lot more picture books coming for through the charter. I ended up getting, like I had foreshadowed earlier in a different video, all of the 2nd grade literature. And I also have like 100 pounds of Moving Beyond the Page stuff coming, because that is what our charter is going to be requiring in the future. So they are moving towards using that for samples. And by the way, apparently Moving Beyond the Page is now changing its name to Beyond the Page. So my teacher let me know that. Anyway, that's what's going on over here. Let me know if you guys, if I went too fast and you wanted to see something more, or if you had a question about anything I showed you. Otherwise, thank you for watching and thanks for being here.